everyone, I'm Bryn Schimmel, and this is episode 5 of Community Action Now, brought to you by Eastern Nebraska Community Action Partnership. Today we have several guests lined up. Our first ones for this first half of the show are coming from the Bellevue Chamber of Commerce. We're so glad to have them here with us today. We have Michelle and Barry here, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about their roles at the Chamber to start off with. So Michelle, why don't you start?
Good morning, Brent. Thank you for having us here today. I'm Michelle Andahl. I am the President and CEO of the Greater Bellevue Area Chamber of Commerce. And I took that role on just about 5 months ago. In September of 2021, I came on and stepped into the role with the Chamber. I'm very excited to serve our community members. The role of the Chamber, a lot of people think that we do ribbon cuttings and just kind of do some fun things and events.
Right.
But there's so much more to running a Chamber. And I have a wonderful partner, Barry, that'll be introducing himself. And one of the biggest things we focus on is not just that we're a Chamber of Commerce and developing business plans with leaders and helping them grow their business, but we also pride ourselves on being a Chamber of Community. So we often tell people we are the Chamber of Commerce and Community for Bellevue.
Love it. And how long have you, so you've been in the role about 5 months now. What exactly does the president of the Chamber do?
Well, we joke, we do everything.
Yes.
We've got the title, I've got the title, Chamber President, but really it's a hands-on, all hands on deck. But my job is to oversee the top 3 things would be economic development and working with the city, working with the mayor and our city administrators, and then working with companies and individuals that want to come in and bring new business to the Bellevue area and surrounding. And then, of course, membership development and bringing in new partnerships so that we have a healthy, growing membership within our community and in our organization.
Right.
And then a lot of it is just kind of behind the scenes, doing whatever members of the Chamber need to have done. We'll call in with needs for people who maybe have a shortage of staffing, especially during COVID, and we'll try to help get that taken care of. Or if someone needs a connection for something they're doing within their organization, we'll connect 2 businesses together.
Right.
And then we do have a lot of events. So a little bit of everything, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just kind of overseeing everything that goes on at the Chamber and making sure that we're doing the best we can to serve our community.
Awesome. And that's a great segue into member relations here, which is what Barry does. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Barry here, Vice President of Member Relations for the Bellevue Chamber. And it's a pleasure to be here.
We're so glad to have you.
Yeah.
So what exactly does your role entail?
Mine is primarily 3 things: member recruitment and member retention. And then I also work with our networking groups to kind of facilitate things and help grow membership through those as well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And how long have you been in this role?
I started right after Michelle.
Okay.
She brought me on.
Brought you
I've
on.
been here, maybe 3-4 months.
Okay.
So
Very cool.
it's been great. The Bellevue community is an easy one to fall in love with.
It really
and to
is.
like, and so it's been a great time. I really enjoyed it.
We have always so much support from the Bellevue community and so much generosity. So, absolutely. So you talked a little bit about you're the Chamber of Commerce and Community. So what types of things, what types of roles does the Chamber play in the community?
We primarily, again, we work with the organizations trying to promote businesses within our community and what they're doing, not just so that they earn a bigger revenue and continue with sales or whatever their business is, but making sure people realize how involved those businesses are. We have so many of our businesses that are a member that give back to the community, whether they're helping with OFIT. We are very involved with OFIT, which is actually one of the others I should have added. The Bellevue Chamber of Commerce has an integral relationship with OFIT. We do quite a few programs to support our military members and our veterans. And so those are some of the programs, some of the kind of things we do. We have the Operation Holiday Cheer each year, where we support over 500 airmen and airwomen who always remain on base during the holidays, and our community comes together and gets items to them, kind of like a big Christmas basket for each person. And then we have different events throughout the year to promote We have the military golf tournament, and that's a military relations event. We also have the U.S. Stratcom Update Luncheon each year where the commander for the base comes out, commander for Stratcom comes out and actually addresses members of our organization. And then on the business side, we do have a lot of fun. In addition to some of the more serious things we do, one of the things we have coming up is March 16th, we have our music bingo St. Patrick's Day party coming up.
Yes.
And people are excited about that. That's going to be a fun, just
Absolutely.
casual event with dinner, some music, a little bingo, and
Absolutely.
networking.
Right, which is so great. Let's talk a little bit about, so the Chamber also has the Ambassadors Group. And what does the Ambassadors Group do for the Chamber?
Yeah, the Ambassadors Group is a group of volunteer, and they're members of the Chamber. They volunteer and are kind of a public relations arm for us. I mean, we're a small team,
Right.
you know, just a few of us here. So we really depend on them to help reach out to members of the Chamber and the community, to stay in contact with them. They help us at ribbon cuttings and different events. They also are part of networking groups, and so they're a key part of what we do.
And how big of a group is that, the ambassadors? How many?
We've got a little over 20 now,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, we meet once a month and kind of figure things out for the month and communicate with each other and see where we're going and things we've got to do. So yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
They're very key in membership development too.
Okay.
Because we're always out there, you know,
Right.
seeing who else we can include
Yeah,
and encourage
absolutely.
to join our organization. But the ambassadors are wonderful about reaching out to people within their network and sharing with them the benefits of being involved with the Chamber. So we are very grateful.
Yeah.
Tiffany Brown is our current president of the ambassadors, and Joel
Yes,
Diggins with
I've
First
spent
Command
time
is.
with Tiffany. Yeah.
Yes, so you know, they're just
Yes.
amazing people that go above and beyond. They're not just involved in the Chamber for their own gain, they're
Right.
involved to make sure that other people within the community can see the value and become part of this.
Right. And again, the perfect segue, you're giving me the perfect transitions here to talk about membership. So how does an organization join the Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, it's really simple. They fill out an application, and they can do that online. We also have a paper application, and then and pay the membership investment, and they're ready to go. We have fees according to the number of full-time employees that a
Okay.
business will have.
Okay.
And that's kind of how that goes. Yeah.
And then what are some of those advantages that you talked about being a member of the Chamber?
Some of the things we do, we have memberships, and then we also have advanced partnerships, and those are people that come in. Anyone can engage in any of our benefits. When they do a full partnership, some of the benefits are included, and those benefits include we do marketing pieces. Some of our advanced partners receive marketing every single month. Within our newsletter, within individual marketing blasts, they receive tickets and sponsorship titles at bigger events each year. And then opportunities to get in front of the Offutt community or be part of the Stratcom event. We also do a mayor's forum, and members can participate in that. So it's really an opportunity to engage with other members of your community and share ideas. And we have found, I know in ambassadors, I've been to some of those meetings, it's neat to hear them talk back and forth about, hey, here's what's been going on, especially during COVID.
Absolutely.
Here's some of the challenges that we have faced, and here's what we've done to navigate through and find success.
Yeah. Do you have to be a business to join the Chamber?
You do not.
Okay.
We allow or invite nonprofit organizations to come in, and if there's someone who's an individual who would just like to be involved, they can come in at the baseline level. And enjoy all the benefits of being involved in the community. And it's nice because a lot of times with those individuals, they'll come in and do volunteer work for different events. And so sometimes when someone's running a business, they may not have the time to come and volunteer during the day. So we have a nice balance of individuals and organizations.
Yeah.
You know, recently we've had a couple of new members join because of their interest in the Power Partners group.
Yes.
That's our networking group that meets on Wednesdays and
Okay.
Thursday mornings.
Okay.
And a couple of them mentioned they were specifically interested in joining the Chamber because they wanted to be a part of those networking groups, Power Partners. Those are very successful groups for folks that want to reach out and share with other other people the best way to generate new leads and new opportunities for their business.
Right. So
Yeah.
that so just explaining a little bit about the marketing network. So those are just smaller groups of chamber members
Exactly.
that meet. Okay.
Yeah.
And kind of share resources and
Exactly.
all of that. Okay.
Yeah.
In a lot of chambers of commerce across the United States, groups that are similar are called the TIPS groups. So it's the same as a TIPS group. We just call them Power Partners.
Okay.
And the title kind of fits what they do in there. It's the power of
Absolutely.
partnership.
Right,
So-
right.
Right.
Which, you know, again, as a community action partnership, that's one of the biggest things, you know, that we believe in. Partnerships matter. And again, we've been so fortunate to just have so many great partners. The last thing, well, not quite the last thing, but one thing that we definitely wanted to touch on is Leadership Bellevue. So would you talk about what Leadership Bellevue is?
Leadership Bellevue is a program that the Chamber has led for, at least 20 years. And it's an opportunity over a 9-month period where we bring in different individuals from different industries and organizations. I know that you'll be joining us this year.
Yes, I'm very excited.
The second Tuesday of every month from February until October, individuals come in and we do a variety of activities each day. So, for example, one of the days we have is we'll have Community Government Day. And we will take our groups out and they'll get to see City Hall. We'll take them out to Sarpy County. We will have interaction with the police chief and fire chief. And then part of the day is also spent doing a curriculum. It's called Mindset Better Culture that is nationally renowned. It's an amazing leadership program and curriculum that we'll be doing with our students this year. We call them students, grown adults, but they're students, they're in a class.
Absolutely.
And
we're all still students.
One of the
That's
themes
right.
for this year is profiles and perseverance.
Okay.
So previously we did all the things I just mentioned to you, but when you look over, especially the last couple of years, and the things that CEOs and executives of prominent organizations in our community, what they've had to do to succeed and find success through unprecedented,
Right.
a big, often used word, but it applies.
Absolutely.
Unprecedented times during COVID. So many of them, like Dr. Mary Hawkins of Bellevue University, will be coming in one day to address our students and talk about, you know, everybody has an idea of what it looks like to be at the top of an organization, but we want these leaders to come in and kind of share, you know, what it takes to get there,
Right.
what goes on behind the scenes, and to share, don't give up in your pursuit of being a better leader. When the challenges come, just push through.
Absolutely. I love that. I'm so excited to
Yeah.
get to be part of it. So
Right.
thank you guys for
Excited to have you.
inviting me to be there.
I am too. This will be my first one, honestly.
All right,
so I'm excited about it.
perfect.
Yeah.
So what is coming up in February, in the spring? What is some stuff coming up that we want people to know about with the Chamber?
We have the one I'm excited about is Music Bingo
Uh-huh.
on March 16th. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, March 16th.
Now, do you have to be a Chamber member?
You do
Okay.
not.
No, It's
Okay.
going to be open to the public.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
That's at
And-
the Night
yeah.
Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be
Night
sure
Center
we'll
in
put all the
Bellevue.
information like for the website so people can go and find
Perfect.
more information about it.
Great.
And
Yeah, it's
then-
from 5 to 8. and
Very
it's-
cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Anything else happening as we get into the spring months?
We have our ribbon cuttings. We'll have various ribbon cuttings. We have quite a few new businesses that have joined us. And then again, one of the things that our members love a lot is we always have the Tea Box Expo. And that will be June 10th of this year. And that is
Okay.
just an opportunity for members and non-members to come out, join a foursome for golf, and just have a great day of networking and spending time together. We have found, I know a lot of organizations have in the last year, that with COVID and the lockdown, people are really enjoying the golf tournaments and getting out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And in the fall, we'll have our big signature event. We're doing a little change up.
Yes.
In the past, we've always have held that at the Beardmore Center, and it's been a more formal event. And this year, we are having it at the Bellevue Berry Farm. It's going to be
Okay.
come in your best, jeans and country wear, and we're having the BMA Awards.
All right.
Bellevue Membership Awards.
Fun.
And it'll just be a great time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Looking forward to that, too.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds like it's going to be a big year, and we're very excited. We, NCAP is a member of the Chamber, and we're learning with you guys kind of as we go along how it works. But thank you so much for being here and for all the information. Like I said, we'll be sure and put the website, the Facebook page, all of those things up so that anyone who has questions or wants more resources can get in touch with Michelle and Barry. So again, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for
We're
having
so
us.
glad to talk to
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
And we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Where can you watch KPAO Community Television? You know, the channel with all of the local shows. If you live in the Omaha area, Cox Channel 22 and 1022 HD is your place. If you prefer streaming, go to kpaoTVOmaha.org. And now, if you have the Apple TV box, grab our app and watch us there. KPAO on cable, streaming live, and now on Apple TV.
KPAO Community Television, handmade in Omaha since 2013.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Community Action Now. This is our February 2022 episode, and we have with us now for the second half of the show a few students from Bellevue West High School's FBLA club. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we will talk a little bit about what FBLA does, what it is, and all of that good stuff. So Paige, if you want to start with an introduction.
Okay, my name is Paige. I am a senior at Bellevue West. I'm a co-captain for my Winter Guard team, for my varsity team, and I'm on the leadership team for FBLA and operations manager for NHS, as well as a bunch of other activities, and I do track as well.
Okay, very cool.
Hello, my name is Javen Jarman. I'm also on the leadership team for FBLA. I'm also in DECA Cyber Patriot with our open division and on the varsity esports team. I did football my freshman year, and I'm planning on doing track at the end of this year.
Very cool.
And I'm Ashley. I'm a senior at Bellevue West. I'm a co-captain for my school's speech team, and I'm also on the FBLA leadership team. I'm the secretary for the National Honor Society, NHS, and I also do a lot of volunteering, and I work at Old Navy.
Very cool. So tell us first, what does FBLA stand for?
So FBLA stands for the Future Business Leaders of America. We basically just help students get opportunities for their future through volunteering and competing on the national and state level. I know a lot of students have gotten a lot of opportunities. I mean, I personally got my job through FBLA. Okay. So yeah, it's just proven to be a really beneficial organization.
And it is a national organization, correct?
Yes.
So there are other FBLAs all over the country.
Yep.
And then do you work with them? Do you talk to the other chapters or meet with them or anything ever?
So we do meet with them about 3 or 4 times a year.
Okay.
We have these state, national, and fall leadership conferences. Basically, at those conferences, we just compete against one of them or the other chapters, and we just communicate with them. We do a lot of team bonding experiences with them, so we do have a lot of communication within chapters.
Very cool. So when you say compete, what does that mean? When you compete with other FBLA groups, what does that mean exactly?
So basically, each person in the chapter picks about 5 different events that they think that they want to try and compete in.
Okay.
And the other FBLA chapters do that as well. And you basically can choose tests, presentations, interviews, and you basically do those events, and then you get scored against the other chapters. And that's basically how they figure out your placement.
And we compete at the State Leadership Conference. It's going to be in April this year in Kearney.
Okay.
So basically we compete as individuals, sometimes against one another, but we do compete against a lot of other FBLA chapters, either all over Nebraska. And right now we are one of the biggest FBLA chapters in Nebraska, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Very cool. FBLA, can you start as a freshman, or is it an upper level club?
No, you can start as a freshman.
So have you all been in from the beginning?
Yes.
I have, yes.
Okay.
I've done it for 2 years, so I started junior year, and but this is my first year, like, on the leadership team.
Okay, and what does being on the leadership team entail?
Basically, you get your own, like, mentees and your own group of people that you basically, since they don't really know exactly how to, like, do everything, you kind of help guide them exactly, like, how to do events, how to sign up for events, like, what they want to do. So you basically just guide them throughout it.
What made you guys want to join FBLA?
So I joined FBLA when I was a freshman. It was actually my first club because I wanted to kind of like get more involved, have more friends. I was new to like Bellevue like in general when I entered high school. So I felt that getting into FBLA would be like a great opportunity, and it has proven to be one. Yeah.
And what about you two?
I started my junior year. I mostly learned from my brother because he did it like all 4 years, I'm pretty sure. And he'd always talk about like competing and all the stuff that they did, and it kind of like sparked my interest. And so I'm like, oh, I might as well try it. And it's given me a lot of opportunities, which is really nice.
Good.
FBLA, I started my freshman year because when we have our freshman days at the high school, which all of like the 8th graders come into Bellevue West to like meet everyone.
Sure.
I met a senior who has been in FBLA his 4 years. He was doing this thing where we have a merchandise store essentially for Bellevue West, and we sell different clothing apparel, and he was selling it, and it really got me interested in FBLA because he had a path for what he wanted to do, and that is what I've learned with a lot of the members in FBLA. They create and learn on what they want to do, and it creates success for them.
Sure, how to turn that kind of into a business or into, business skills for after you graduate. Yeah. So what special projects do you guys have going on right now? First of all, thank you, because we know that you've been doing food drives for the Bellevue Pantry, and we love that. We're so grateful. So how did that come about?
So I'm doing this ribbon project because there's certain like ribbon projects that you can do, and mine is called Feed Nebraska.
Okay.
And so it's basically like you choose 3 different like tasks or events that kind of goes towards the community, and so you have to choose 3 different ones. And so one of them that I chose was like a half-court shot, so people pay to like be in the shot, and so that raises money. I just recently did an advisory food drive.
Okay.
So basically we just picked like 8 advisories, and they just competed against each other to see who would get the most. And then I'm also doing a community food drive, which is located at the Lead Center, since it's like a big area that most people would go to.
Center, right.
So a lot of people can go there and bring any like type of food that they want, and that's all going to the food pantry.
Okay, awesome. So that's good information. And again, we'll put all of the relevant social media pages and all of that on the screen so that you guys can check it out and see if you want to get involved. But that's good to know that. So are you collecting just at the Lead Center in Bellevue, or are you also collecting it at the school?
Just at the Lead Center at the moment, because that's like I feel like that's the biggest area that
a good
people
community
would go.
hub.
Yeah.
Right. How long have you been doing that project for the food pantry?
I started it like early January-ish when I first started it.
Okay.
And the advisory one was just like a day thing, and the community food drive is what I'm finishing up now, which I started that like late January, and it's going to February 13th.
Okay.
And so basically every week I go and pick it up and then drop it off at the Bellevue Food Pantry.
Yeah. Amazing. So we've got about 2 weeks left. If anyone is interested in donating. Do you have like a goal of how much you'd like to collect, or are you just kind of doing as much as you can?
Mostly just doing as much as I can, but right now, can-wise, I've raised about 300 cans.
Okay.
My goal, since it is until like the 13th, is probably around like 330, 400 about, so hopefully I can get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and now our people at home that are watching, now you can go to the Lead Center and drop off some cans, some non-perishables, help these guys meet their goal. Do you have other projects coming up, or does that pretty much wrap it up for the year?
So we do have our composting project for the year.
Okay.
A few years ago, the Bellevue Public Schools district kind of cut off the recycling because it got really expensive. So FBLA has been trying to put composting back into Bellevue West. And we did a lot of that 2 years ago, right before we went down in COVID. But right now, we're just trying to work on putting that back into Bellevue West.
Very cool.
We also have, Bellevue West FBLA, we always end up helping with March of Dimes because I know personally I have family members who were premature babies, and since March of Dimes always helps with families who have premature babies, it really hits close to home, and it's really nice knowing that there's other people that are willing to help, and we are planning on donating for that.
Awesome, that's amazing. Well, thank you guys for being here and telling me a little bit. So I am a Bellevue West alum myself. I was not in FBLA, so I knew a little bit about it, but not a lot. So it's been really fun to have you guys here and get some more info. The last thing that I want to touch on just real quick before we finish is if I'm just a member of the Bellevue community and I want to support FBLA, are there ways that we can do that, and how can we support you guys?
I'd say probably go follow like our social media sites. Anytime we post any events that we're doing, if you could share that all over, spread the word, donate money, anything you can do to help.
All right, perfect. Well, again, thank you to our guests today, Michelle and Barry from the Bellevue Chamber of Commerce, and these guys from FBLA at Bellevue West. We loved having you here. Thank you again for all the work that you're doing for the community, for the food pantry especially. You're keeping us, helping us keep the shelves stocked and keep people fed in our community. So we really appreciate that. And as always, thank you to all of you for your help in helping us keep people safe, fed, and housed. We will see you next time.